I mentioned this in one of my last YouTube videos, but lately I have just been really unproductive in the space where I normally get work done. I live in an apartment. My desk setup is right next to my bed, but lately I don't know. I just been feeling like I can't really get a whole lot of work done right there. Yeah, it's just I'm very unproductive right now in that space. You know, I still have work that needs to get done. There are things that I still need to accomplish. So in doing that, I have been testing out different methods to increase my productivity. And one thing that I've been doing is going to, you know, places where I normally don't do work, right? So like in my apartment, there is a lot of like common area space that I'll go to and get work done. As well as today, for the first time in a really long time, I just Googled a coffee shop and came and got work done. And what I've actually found is I'm even more productive, like more productive than I am in any other space. And I just really realized the importance of knowing how to adapt and change. You know what I mean? Like when there's an issue, right? My issue was I didn't really feel as productive. Learning how to just being in that space. You know, it's a lot of other people in there who are also kind of look like entrepreneurs as well. Whatever you want to do, you want to be around those type of people. You want to be productive, get around other productive people. And if you really think about it, all of the people in the coffee shop doing work, doing whatever, they're productive people. And I think that productivity rubs off on you just being in that space. You know, in my room, I get distracted a lot. You know, I'm right there next to my bed, my TV, like literally anything I want to get into, I could just easily stop. But when I was in here working, not one time did I get distracted. I didn't even go on Instagram. It was really true, deep work. And I think that's something that, you know, just my experience can definitely apply to everybody. Like if you find yourself not being able to, you know what I'm saying, stay locked in or you know, get the things done that you need to get done, whatever that is, I think it's important to, you know, consider a change in environment. Change in environment can be small or big. You know, some people have to completely move to another state. Some people just simply like me just needs to work somewhere different. But I think change in environment is an aspect of life that is really slept on. You know what I mean? Going back to what I was saying, like if you want to be a productive person, you want to be productive, you want to be, you know what I mean, whatever you want to be, you have to get around other people who are doing the exact same thing, if not better. Not only that, I just found that working in coffee shops really increases your chance of meeting people, like high value people who I could start a business with, people who are on the same path in life as me. You know what I mean? And this is a gold mine that I just came up on. Like I really didn't understand how beneficial it really is. Like I looked at one guy's computer, he looked like he was coding, right? So he might be some type of software engineer. It's another guy who's editing a video. He might be a content creator. So being in that space, you're surrounded with a diverse group of people that may come from a lot of walks of life that you can connect with and learn something from or teach something to. And I really challenge, you know, whoever's watching this video is to give that a try as well. Like, just see what happens. Just change your environment, whether that's, you know, you got a group of friends that you hanging out with and they're not on what you trying to be on, or they're not on the same path. Like, change your environment and see what happens. Your environment will make or break you. You know what I mean? And I even realized, like, for example, I can't work anywhere. Like, I'm really into, you know, it's a certain, what's the word? It's a certain aesthetic. It's a certain vibe that makes me more productive. For example, at my college, there's a library. I can't do work in a library only because it's just old. It has like old wood, but there's another building literally right across the street that's a lot more modern. It has sleek designs, everything's clean cut, and that's my favorite building, and I can get so much work done in there. And all I changed was my environment. You know what I mean? Environments can increase your productivity because you feel more productive in that space, and it can also increase your productivity because you limit distractions. And so, honestly, in my opinion, I think the only way it hurts you to change your environment is if you change your environment to a space that, you know, you don't belong to or you shouldn't be in. But yeah, like I said, the last like maybe week, 2 weeks, I've just been feeling really unproductive. I don't want to do any work when I'm in my room. When I'm in my room, I just want to chill. And, you know, I finally cracked the code. I figured it out. I got a lot of work done. No distractions, and that's gonna be my key success in 2024. This is definitely a thing that, like I said, this is my first time working at a coffee shop. Normally I'll just go like downstairs in my apartment, but even doing that, like, I'm still close to my distractions, right? My room is a distraction. Even though I'm away, I'm only downstairs, you know what I mean? But just completely getting rid of the distraction. Like, there's no way right now that I can access my room. There's no way that I can access my distractions. And I think that's huge. And like I said, going into 2024, this is definitely something that I'm gonna be implementing in my own life. And I really think that you should as well. Changing your environment, getting rid of those distractions. And I think that is really going to be the difference maker for me personally, and how I get to the next level and how I handle this next chapter of my life is, you know, and this goes for everybody, like, dude, it's up to you. You know what I mean? Like, the ball is 100% in your court. Like, if you have something you want to accomplish, nobody's gonna do that but you, right? Like, nobody is gonna say, hey, like, nobody's gonna tell me, Nigel, you have to post on YouTube, you gotta post on Instagram. Like, no, like, if I want it bad enough, I have to do it. That's something that I have to do. I have to want it. Nobody else is going to pull this camera out, hit record, say something, edit it, and post it. Nobody else is gonna do that. Not for free. I can pay somebody to follow me around, you know what I'm saying, 24/7. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. And this is another thing I want to add really quick as well, is, you know, distractions aren't always, you know, people think like, okay, like, people in your life are distractions, right? They think like, oh, I can't hang around you, or, oh, you're a bad influence if somebody's a distraction. Not necessarily. Like, for example, your favorite cousin, right? They can be a distraction because every time you're around them, you don't get anything done and you have fun. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's not bad at all. You should have fun. You should enjoy yourself. But it's like, when you need to be working, you need to be working, right? I'm reading this book. In fact, it's in my bag. I'm reading this book right here called Atomic Habits. And it's basically about learning how to build good habits and break the bad ones. And one thing is, it says, like, if you have a habit of, you know, you want to be more productive, you want to go to the gym more, you need to set a certain time in the day that every single day you do it without fail, no matter what the circumstances are, because you build a mental, your brain, you know, the more you do it, your brain will already know. Like, let's just say 8 a.m. every day is when you do your deep work, right? 8 a.m. is when you turn the computer on and, you know what I'm saying, get grinding with your videos or start trading or whatever you do, right? It doesn't matter what it is, but 8 a.m., that's when you start. Every day around 7:30, 7:40, 7:45, your brain is automatically gonna start prepping because it already knows what's next. You built that muscle memory. And that's something that I'm starting to implement in my life, is at a certain time, you know what I mean? That's the time for me to plan content. That's the time for me to record. That's the time for me to respond to emails. Because it will become a habit, a muscle memory where you don't even have to think about these things. It just happens. But also, that's a whole nother 30-minute video I can speak on alone. But I really just wanted to create this video just to share my experience and hopes for, you know what I mean, some of y'all to implement what I see working in my life, and that is, you know, changing your environment and putting yourself in environments where you feel more productive. For a certain amount of time, you know, I felt more productive sitting in my bed. Hey, that's what was working for me. But you know what's crazy? 2-3 months ago, that would have never worked. I would have felt very unproductive in my bed. So, you know, your mind, what works for you is constantly changing, and it's important to keep mental notes of where you feel most productive and where you don't, and you know what times a day you feel more productive, because this will help you to accomplish whatever goal you want to accomplish. You know what I mean? As long as you have the plan to accomplish it, you will be able to figure all of these things out. You will be able to reach those goals a lot quicker, because now you're listening to your body, you're understanding yourself. A lot of people don't understand themselves, real talk. They don't understand, like, okay, I notice when I lay down in the bed in the middle of the day, I tend to get distracted and go on my phone. Like, you need to be observant of yourself. That's another extension of self-care, like understanding yourself, understanding what works and what doesn't. Because, man, I'm telling you, this life, it's a game. You gotta figure it out. You gotta figure out this game of life for real. And that's the journey that I'm on, you know, trying to figure it out. And that's why I have this YouTube channel, honestly. That's why I have social media, all social medias. It's really just to inspire you guys. So, yeah, I hope this video was valuable to you. This was me freestyling. I didn't have anything written on any paper, any guide, any mental note. I'm just chatting about my experience. But yeah, 2024 is gonna be a big year for me and for you watching this video. So yeah, change your environment, put yourself in the places that you need to be to succeed, whatever that looks like. Appreciate you for watching this video. Hope it was valuable, and I'll see you in the next one.